Hi everyone, welcome to this practice. It is going to be a practice for the moon and to really support yourself during your moon cycle. So it's a great practice to do on the new moon. It's a great practice to do on the full moon, especially if you're feeling a little bit more internal and really want to bring the energy in and down. This practice can be done during menstruation, especially if you feel like restorative practices, you have a little bit more energy than just doing a restorative practice, but you're not quite ready for a full flow practice yet. This is a great in-between. And honestly, this is a great practice to do anytime you want to really embody feminine qualities of turning inward, slowing down, being more fluid and flowing rather than straight and linear and logical. So if you have a job that requires you to be in your left brain, or you've done a lot of left brain work for the day, this can be an incredibly balancing practice. It's going to be a shorter practice than what we normally do together, and I'm really excited to share it with you. So go ahead and grab your mat and a blanket if you'd like it to kind of prop up your hips for our warm-ups, and that's really all you'll need today. So grab what you need and join me on the mat. Okay, so let's begin. So perhaps if you've done a few yoga classes before, you've heard of Surya Namaskar or sun salutations. They're often included in yoga classes. You may not have heard of Chandra Namaskar or moon salutations, and that's what our primary focus is going to be on today in this practice. So whereas sun salutations are at the front of the mat and we move forward and backward, lunar salutations start in the center of the mat and we move from side to side, usually left to right, because the left side of the body is the lunar side of the body and the right side of the body is the solar side of the body. So we're just going to warm our bodies up a little bit first and then get right into some moon salutations. So if you'd like to, you can prop your hips up on a blanket. I'm sitting up on a blanket today. And just take a minute to settle in. Grounding the sit bones beneath you, feeling rooted, steady, solid. And connecting to that inward presence of stillness before we begin to move. So let's just take a few deep breaths together, inhaling to the fullness of your breath and exhaling completely. 2 more just like this, inhaling fully and exhaling deeply. And feel free to move slower or faster than the pace that I'm going. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Maybe you'd like to bring your hands to your heart, bowing to this wisdom within, and just check in and notice what your body is asking for today. Maybe it's asking for flowing movement, for stillness, for softness, for gentleness, for acceptance. Whatever comes through first is usually right on. So just tune into that and consider it done. Good. And then begin to open your eyes again. We're just going to place our right hand down, inhale with the left arm, and exhale, lean to the right, just gently opening through that side body. Inhaling back up to center and exhale to the left. We're just going to keep moving like this for a couple of flows, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling at the top and exhaling as you stretch. One more each side. Good. And coming back to center now. We're just going to spread the legs, not in the fullest that we can go, so it doesn't have to be a full split. Just finding a nice V position that feels okay in your hips. If you need to sit up a little higher on the blanket, go ahead and do that. really supporting the tilt in the pelvis so that flow goes downward toward the earth. And then we're going to inhale, lengthen, and exhale, turn over the right leg and fold. Inhale, coming back up to center, and exhale, left. Here again, not going as deeply as you maybe normally would, just gently warming up the body. Exhaling over the right leg. Inhaling back up, and exhaling over the left. And as we move like this, if your body wants to go a little bit deeper, allow that. If you'd like to pick up the pace or slow it down, go ahead and do that. But keep in mind that this is a very lunar practice, so maybe not getting as fiery as you normally might in your practice. Good. One more each side, inhaling and exhaling to the right. Inhaling and exhaling to the left. Good. Coming back to center. And we'll scoot our legs together. You can wiggle and shake them out. And you can even do just a little bit of light tapping on the legs, on the thighs, on the lower back. This is a nice way to get the circulation going, the lymph going in a gentle way. Feel free to do it up the arms and down the arms. Maybe you work on the traps just a little bit. We often hold some tension. And then switching arms. Exhaling down on the outside of the arm, then inhaling up. Working on that other trap. Good, and then just brushing it down the legs. Perfect, and I think we're ready for some moon salutations. So I'm going to slide the blanket out of the way. If you'd like a little extra support for your knees, I would tell you to put the blanket out full length over your mat, so you just have a little bit of extra support there, because we're going to be moving from side to side, so it won't really help to have the mat or the blanket right in the middle. You'll see in just a minute. So we're starting at the center of our mat, hands at heart center. And we're going to be moving again from left to right. So we're going to start by moving to the left, and then we'll repeat it to the right. And I'm going to start slow and gentle, and then gently move a little bit more into the flow so you can get a feel for it, because most of us aren't used to moving this way. So just grounding into the feet, finding your steadiness, finding your balance, making sure the knees aren't locked out so there's a gentle bend there. Pelvis might be slightly tucked, but not completely curving. So just a little tuck there, drawing the navel toward the spine. And maybe the arms come open, spread. We're going to inhale overhead, clasp the fingers together, but keep the pointers straight up. And we'll inhale and exhale to the left, side stretch. Inhaling back to center, exhale to the right. Good. Inhaling up and stepping to the left. So you're stepping a little bit wider than hip width apart. Toes turn out and we come down into a gentle squat. So maybe you stay here right away. If the hips and the knees feel okay, you can go a bit deeper into the squat. Then we come back up, star pose or 5-pointed pose. And then we're going to exhale, turn that back foot toward the back of the mat and come into triangle pose, Trikonasana. So start small. Hand can be on the shin or all the way down to the mat if you feel that open. Good, and exhale, both hands down, coming into a pyramid pose. So both toes are now pointed toward the back of the mat. And feet are about hip width apart. You can fold over that front shin. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, drop the back knee down, coming into a low lunge. Just breathing here. It's okay if the knee comes a little bit over the toe in this form of a low lunge. And just keep lifting up through both sides of the body. So this might be where you want a blanket under the knees. Good, and then placing the hands down, we're going to come into crouching tiger. So both toes are pointed, these toes on the right foot are pointed straight up toward the ceiling. And the left foot is still curved at about a 45-degree angle. Now, if this is too much, too deep, too much on the hamstrings, just come up to here and stay here. And then we're going to switch sides. Good. And just taking your time, moving slowly, moving intentionally. And then we're going to turn toward the front of the mat, bring the back knee down, and inhale, low lunge. Placing the hands down, tuck the back toes under, coming into pyramid pose. Good, taking the feet just a bit wider, turning the back toes out to a 45-degree angle, coming into triangle. Good. Exhale, coming up, back to goddess pose or squat. Inhale, 5-pointed star. And exhale, right foot steps in to meet the left. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, straight up toward the sky. Exhale to the left. Inhaling straight up, right foot steps out, and we squat. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, triangle. Inhaling here and exhaling, pyramid pose. Feel free to keep a gentle bend in that front knee if it feels too tight. Good. Exhaling, dropping the back knee down and inhaling, low lunge. Exhale the hands down, crouching tiger. So again, if this is too much on the knees, on the hips, on the hamstrings, just come up a little higher. And then we'll switch sides. Turning to the back of the mat, low lunge. Exhaling the hands down, pyramid pose. Stepping the back foot back, turning it out, triangle pose. Coming up, squat. 5-pointed star. And left foot steps into the right. Inhaling up. Exhale to the left. Inhaling again, straight up toward the sky. Exhale, right. Inhaling and stepping to the left, goddess pose. Inhaling, 5-pointed star. Exhale, triangle. Inhaling here and exhaling, hands down, coming into pyramid pose. Letting the neck hang, shoulders drop down. Back knee comes down, inhale, low lunge. Exhaling the hands down, coming into crouching tiger. Left knee bent, right leg straight. And then switching sides, moving as slowly as you feel to. And then coming to the front of the mat, low lunge with the right leg. Exhale the hands down, pyramid pose. Stepping the back foot out just a bit, turning the toes to a 45-degree angle, coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose. And exhale, coming up, goddess pose or squat. 5-pointed star. And right foot steps in to meet the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left. Inhale, step to the right, squat. Inhaling, 5-pointed star, toes to the front of the mat. Exhale, triangle pose on the right leg. Inhaling the arm down, stepping the back toes to meet the front of the mat, just so they're pointed there. You don't have to bring it in alignment with that right front foot. And exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, back knee comes down to the mat. And we inhale, low lunge. Placing the hands down, coming into crouching tiger on the right side. Moving to the left side. And turning to the back of the mat, low lunge. Placing the hands down, coming into a pyramid pose. Inhaling, looking forward, stretching the spine, and exhale, triangle. Inhaling here, exhale, coming into a squat. Inhale, 5-pointed star. And exhale, left foot steps to the right. Bringing the hands back to heart center, grounding into the feet. Grounding into the breath. And just noticing how the body feels. Let the thoughts go. If you're not used to moving in a side-to-side, more flowy motion, the mind might be a little bit frustrated right now, and that's okay. Just let it go and trust that you moved exactly what you needed. And let's come down onto our backs for healing meditation. So I'm going to use a bolster. You can grab a pillow, roll up a blanket. We're just going to lie back on it, so whatever is going to feel good to give you just a gentle opening in the heart center and feel supportive for you right now. So bolster is coming up to the sacrum. If you want to grab some extra pillows to put underneath your knees, go ahead. I'm just going to recline back. Good, and just take a moment to breathe here. Draw the shoulders down the back. If this is too much on the hips, you can absolutely place the feet to the outer edges of the mat and drop the knees in toward one another. Sometimes this feels more spacious for the low back and a little bit better, more spacious for the pelvis, especially if you are menstruating currently. So just finding the position that feels good in your body. Connecting back to your breath. And we're going to place our hands at our root chakra, which for most women is at the womb space. So it's a little bit higher up than it normally is for men. Just take a minute to see if you can locate it. See it as a white spiral of light. Sense and feel into that. And as you begin to tune into this energy, see if you can begin to just internally describe it. Maybe that spiral of white light is really vibrant right now. Maybe it feels like it's turned up too high and it's about to crack. Maybe it feels like it's just barely lit up, or it's completely out of light, completely burnt out. Not judging it or going into story about it, just noticing. And then we're going to envision these beautiful healing turquoise hands. And they're just gently going to grip around that white coil of light. So they're not squeezing, they're just gently holding in this way. Wrapped around the light. Placing the left hand on top of the right, staying with the lunar qualities of this practice. So just envisioning that happening right at the root chakra. You are held, you are supported, you are stabilized, you are nourished. And Just see if you can allow yourself to receive this healing fully. And if you'd like to allow the hands to come down onto the ground, go ahead. Trusting that those turquoise hands are doing the work. No need for you to effort here. Allowing the body to rest, the mind to rest, and to just bask in this wisdom of the lunar qualities. Basking in the wisdom of the feminine. And if you'd like to stay lying here for a bit longer to allow those turquoise hands to continue to do the healing work, please feel free to. If you feel ready, you can begin to roll towards your right side. If you're up on a bolster, being careful to roll off of that bolster. And then slowly lifting yourself to seated, coming upright, and sitting in the center of the mat. You can keep the gaze turned downward to keep the energy grounded, steady. Bringing the hands to heart center, connecting back to your intention. Tuning in to see if there are other wisdoms, insights, little trinkets to carry with you into the rest of your day and beyond. Allowing this slower, more fluid, intuitive lunar flow to support you and your highest good. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. If you have any questions, please comment below. Happy to clarify things or share other practices that would be of greatest support to you right now. See you soon.